you got to really appreciate the fact that you found something that when you get a bigger opportunity to do it, it makes you excited. It makes you nervous. It makes you happy. It makes you like almost shit yourself all at the same time. And that's how you really know that you found something that you really truly enjoy and that you know that you can like reach the absolute, like the sky's the limit with it.
What's up, everybody? We're back. Another episode of the Roughnecks podcast. Beyond the Surface, number 4. We've done we've done like 10 of these, and a couple of them have got scratched.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of glad we scratched that one because we recorded it during the time of the Olympics, and then I was editing it like months after and was like, I can't release this now because we had so much stuff that like the whole story wasn't out. And
yeah.
So
well, the whole story wasn't out, and dude, I feel like the Olympics are always so everybody talks about them for like while they're on, and then as soon as they end, it's like
they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone until 4 years? Like until another 4 years.
2 years, and then
it's 2 years, right?
Yeah, 4 years between each seasonal Olympics. So like it
goes
winter, 2 years summer, 2 years winter. So yeah, it is. I was like, we're gonna scratch this one.
Yeah, I mean it was a good episode. There's a lot of cool stuff, but yeah, there was definitely some topics in there that when the truth was exposed, we would have yeah, sure, Bush latte, thank you. We would have there's just been some question marks, to say the least, But yeah, dude, we need everyone's opinion on these episodes, though. I personally like them a lot.
I do too.
A lot better.
I feel like they make awesome clips, also.
Yeah, they make awesome clips, and it's just, I mean, hold my beer. Hey, we'll never forget about them. But I think these are just more productive for everyone, and we're just getting the job done,
It's just getting a little more serious, but like not like so serious. Like it's just more of like a casual conversation with serious topics in a way, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, like today's topic, I actually texted you. What was it, this week or?
Yeah, it was earlier this week.
Before we recorded, and I was like, I want to go back and read kind of the text because I was
you were pretty fired up about it.
Dude, I was like, it was one of those points, and it was literally like what we're going to talk about, but it was literally the anxiety and excitement all coming out at once, and I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
But I texted you and was... I said, I have new and exciting things happening within in business, hopefully. While I'm excited about it, I do have anxiety and nervousness involved as well due to the stress of a lot of work and things along those lines. I'd love to dive further into it. Good topic, bad topic. Like, do we talk about it on the episode? And you said, yeah, and everything. And I like kind of told you a little bit of the story, which I guess I'll dive into kind of the whole scheme of it, but it's just like, so for those of you who don't know, I did start my own business with the videography, podcast editing, kind of just production work essentially. And, I've been kind of just slowly doing some stuff. I do some stuff for McCombs Elite Fast Pitch. It's a softball pitching coach. I do some stuff with another softball organization, the whole organization with website management and stuff like that. And, the guy that runs the softball organization, me and him talked, and then he's a head coach at a local high school, and like they have storied rivals last year. And then this year he's like, I'd love to see if you'd be willing to do it. And I'm like, fucking yes, this is sweet. That's when I texted you. I was like, this is sweet.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot of work. That involves traveling to these games, staying at these games for 2-3 hours, however long they are, coming home, editing. And it got to the point where I started thinking like, yes, this is awesome for my business, but at what cost is it to mine and Sierra's relationship? What cost is it to my family not being able to, our friends even not being able to hang out with them, spend time with them as much, or also it takes away from podcast time, which is something that I love to do and I want to keep building it. So it's like, I guess I kind of wanted to dive into the whole thing of like, I was excited and had anxiety and nervousness all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is such a cool opportunity, but like, what do I do kind of thing? So like, I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? Like, how do you kind of balance that, you think?
Well, I mean, I think first off, man, like, you got to really appreciate the fact that you found something that when you get a bigger opportunity to do it, it makes you excited. It makes you nervous. It makes you happy. It makes you like almost shit yourself all at the same time. And that's how you really know that you found something that you really truly enjoy and that you know that you can like reach the absolute, like the sky's the limit with it. Just because think about it, if you're working, right, or like let's say when we were in school, man, and they're like, yeah, you have more homework, you have more work to do. We're like, oh shit, really? Like, why? You know, it didn't make you nervous, happy, excited, things like that. So the fact, I mean, just it's awesome that you found something that makes you feel that way.
Dude, that's crazy because I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Like, but that is such a good, like, you know, people always ask you, or like you always think about like, what is your purpose? What do you like to do? What is your true passion?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really good way to look at if you found something that you truly love to do. You get excited about the work. Now, granted, the nervousness is going to come with it, but I've never thought about it that way. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, the nervousness is also a good thing. If you weren't nervous about it, then you're not thinking about all angles of what could happen. Because if you're just like, oh, yeah, I'm not nervous, it'll be fine, then you're thinking, okay, it's going to be a smooth road the whole way through, where in actuality, it's never a smooth road. There's always going to be bumps in the road. So being nervous isn't a bad thing either, but overall...
Rogan's talked about that with UFC fighters.
Yeah.
He said if UFC fighters are not nervous going into that fight, they think they're not like... They start getting nervous about the fight because they're too complacent of... oh, I'm going to kick this dude's ass. And he said that's usually when they lose. If they're not nervous going into a fight, that's why, you know, all these UFC fighters, and there's pre-fight conferences that they have or whatever, they're all like big tough guy. On the inside, they're nervous. Still. Yeah. Every one of them.
Yeah, because if you're not nervous, you're pretty much going in there like, oh, I don't care if I win or if I lose. I'm just here to fight. It's like... I mean, dude, congrats, you love fighting, but buddy, I think you want to win, right? You know, you probably get paid more. But, I mean, overall, like... You wanting to know kind of my thoughts about like that opportunity, or my thoughts about is it okay to be nervous and all of that when you do have stuff?
I guess do you think that's more normal to be excited and nervous, but like and have that stress and anxiety with the new opportunities that are coming up?
100%, man. Okay. Main reason being is because you don't know what to expect. Right. I mean, like just starting this journey with the production company and like kind of dipping your feet in the water with like recording like the softball pitching. It's training, right? Or is it camp or kind of both?
It's just it's like they come every week. It's like it's like going to your workout trainer, but it's like pitching related.
Yeah, so just starting with that, and then like I think just you thinking about like taking it even a step further with that. So it's you're going to be nervous no matter what. I mean, you'll probably be nervous like before that first day that you actually do go like record like a game or a tournament or whatever. You're going to be like, oh shit, can I do this? Like always going to be
self-doubt. Yeah. That has already kicked in. And that was, I won't say it was the first thing, but it was one of the first things that kicked into my mind of, can I do this? Like, do I have the skills to do it? And I had to talk myself off the ledge, not like completely real, but like, you know what I mean? Like where it was like, you're going towards that self-doubt and like letting that self-doubt start to consume you out. And I was like, I had to slow down. And that's what I just talked to you about, like finding a crash course or finding some YouTube, like doing more research into it. Cause right now I'm learning on my own, and as in learning on my own of trying things myself and trying to figure it out.
Right.
When, like you said, dude, YouTube, there's a million different YouTube videos on how to edit a sports video, and I just got to find the right ones, find somebody that I like and like truly can get into the video. Because you know how it is, like you can look something up on YouTube and like sometimes you're like watching it and you're like, this is really boring. Like I don't even feel like it's something I love, but you're making this boring.
Right.
So it's like trying to find the right person to watch. But I had to kind of I had to talk myself out of that self-doubt of like, you may not be in the like, you're not obviously one of the best out there, and you're not on Storied Rivals level. You're not on Carter Franklin's level, but it's also Mike, or did it cut? Oh.
I was wondering why they didn't feel comfy. I have the wrong ears, bro.
But it's like I had to stop comparing myself to others. That's a big thing that a lot of videographers I've noticed talk about. They're like, stop looking at other people's work and trying to compare yours to that, because make it your own. Don't copy. Yeah, and it's just like Instagram Reels. You see everybody, a new trending soundtrack comes out, and what's everybody do? They make the same exact 100 videos. Like everybody does it. So I had to talk myself out of not comparing myself to others and not worrying about it, and understanding that you will get to the position that you want but I had to remember it's going to take my own work to get there.
Dude, it's going to take your own work and time, man. Like, that was one thing I was just about to say is, like, you can't compare yourself to, like, for example, Story Rivals because, dude, if you go back and, like, look at their first videos when they just had one man doing it, right?
Yeah.
That's how it's going to start off for you, know? Now, I mean, now they have an entire team that they can send to, like, a team at this game, team at this game. It's not just one guy recording it all. There's multiple angles, shit like that. So it'll get to that point, but you just got to realize that. And then hopefully the organization that you like work with, like, hopefully they understand, like, hey man, like, two different like they're established. They're an
he's already
established
seen my
company.
work,
right?
Because I've done a couple of their camps that they did for their softball organization.
Perfect,
So he's already seen some of the work that I do. So he's already seen it. So that kind of makes me. That's why I was like, all right, he knows what I'm capable of. Which it was funny because like that organization loves my videos. I feel like, at least from the reactions I get on social media and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I look at them and I'm like, these are so terrible. Like, don't get me wrong, my Jocko one, I felt like it was pretty cool. But like, I go back and it's like one of those, like, you know, like when you're making something, like when you're creating it, you're like, man, this is freaking sweet. I'll go back and watch it like a month later and I'm like, I wish I'd have done this different. Like, and that's always going to come with no matter what you do. It's the same with podcasting. I wish I'd have said different things every single episode.
I mean, it's every piece of art, dude. Musicians probably release songs and then they listen back to them like, oh, I could have said this instead of that, or
how many musicians literally have songs that they release where like, I did not think that would be a top hit. I thought it would be this one, and it was the worst song played on the album.
Yeah,
it's a big thing,
dude. It's so cool to like see how far you can actually go with like videography, and even like, dude, something as cool as like you know how in the NFL they have like the intro videos of like Dante Fair walking from Memorial High School, like, like even doing that for like the team or something would be cool, like things
that's
like that.
That's actually something I'm about to do.
Oh, really?
For the softball organization. I actually brought it up, and I was like, I feel like we should make a video of, I won't say the organization just because I don't know why, I just don't want to say it, but what it means to be what their organization is. And I was like, we could take some of the past players who have committed that went and played on, and then take some of the current players and just do like a little video for the website of just posting it on the website. So like that's the first thing you see, and it's like what it means to be to me is like what that organization kind of did for them,
like testimonies.
Yeah,
in a sense.
essentially it's a testimonial of like your players that you already had and have currently. So yeah, I mean that, and I'm like, that would be way easier because I don't have to, like, it's just sitting a camera up and being like, here, ask them a question, they answer. It's just a lot of editing. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just like cut. Yeah. But no, dude. I mean, that's huge. Like when, like, timeline wise, would it be when their season starts? Is that when they want you to start?
Yeah, I'd be doing, from my understanding, I'd be doing game footage.
Okay.
And like another softball, I may go do some stuff for Wit.
Okay.
Which I don't want to.
Whitmer.
But one of the softball, Dan, who was on the podcast, I talked about him. He is an assistant coach there, and I messaged him and I told him I'd do it for free, like one video for free, just because like I want to do a workout, like one of their winter workouts or something, to where I go up and shoot it. And it's just like, I realized like I can't constantly sit and wait on the opportunities to arise. Sometimes you have to be willing, especially right now being new, to do some stuff for free and almost playing with it and trying to learn. That's another way to learn, is shooting and actually editing instead of watching a YouTube video. That's the other thing, is like, I'm like, oh crap, I have to get this video done this week. I want to learn how to do this, but it's going to take me an extra freaking 3 hours to make this video. I don't have that time. So it's trying to balance all that.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, dude, like, I feel like field experience is probably the best experience you can have, because then you like really learn, like, oh, I should have shot it from this angle to see the best lighting, like stuff like that. Just like the little things. Because a video, dude, I mean, fuck, dude, I could watch a video of like how to play piano 101, and after the video be like, oh dude, I can play it. Get on a piano. Yeah, exactly. It's like, like, dude, you're not, like, videos aren't going to teach you everything, but they give you some nice insight and like tips and tricks on how to do things.
Yeah, it's just fucking trying to balance all of it. And that's the other thing, is like, I have to weigh out of if I take on all of these, I call them accounts for say, these clients of, I potentially have a gym, I have a gym that I might do a couple one-offs for. I have maybe a organization that's like a leadership organization, softball organization that I'm already doing stuff for. The pitching coach I'm already doing stuff for. If I take over the local high school, doing that. So like I'm adding a lot of stuff in. So I have to be willing to sacrifice some time, but it's like how much, like I have to almost weigh myself out of like how much time do I focus on it.
Yeah, and I think you just need to make sure of like when it is just you doing it, not to spread yourself too thin. Because if you do that, then like you might be able to handle every single different account, but like how quality is the work that you're giving every single account. Like you want to make sure that, hey, if you can only handle 3, like give them your absolute all. Like maybe these ones will come at a later time too, you know. So it's all a balancing act at the end of the day.
It is. Yeah, it's just it's trying to figure out which ones. And also like my thing is I have been willing to work on price some, and I feel like I'm kind of kicking myself to where I'm like, why are you doing that? Why are you? Because like I'm cheaper than anybody that you'll pretty much find out there that's doing it, quote unquote, professionally.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like way cheaper than Story Rivals would be. I'm way cheaper than a lot of these places around, people around. Because like I was talking to somebody that I know that used to do some, and he was like, dude, it got to the point. I mean, they were doing commercial work for say. And he's like, it got to the point where me and my brother were charging like $250 a reel, just for a reel.
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
And I'm like, now that's fucking nuts. And I'm not charging that. I'm charging like less than $100 an hour.
Right.
Actually shooting time. That's all I charge for. Now, that's the other thing. Like if I do the Storied Rivals route where I work with that local high school, I almost have to be like, all right, well, here's the thing. My price is going to change because of travel. And like, no, granted, if I go to Newark Catholic High School, cool. I'll go shoot that one, and I'm not going to charge you for travel.
Right.
I can freaking walk there. But like if I got to go to freaking, I don't know, Logan, like that's not going to be the same price as if I had to go to Newark Catholic because of the fact of travel. So
100%.
Dude, pricing is the hardest freaking thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, because you at the end of the day, like especially since you're new into it, or like dude, any adventure of when you really have to make your own prices, you really have to look yourself in the mirror like, I know what I'm worth, but you never want to put yourself in a position where you think you're asking too much.
Right.
But and that's the thing, is you should never think that you're overvaluing yourself or your work, you know? Like, dude, there's artists that literally like throw one fucking drop of paint on a painting, right? And then sell it for 10,000.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's like, dude,
it makes no sense.
It took you 2 seconds, and it's like abstract art. It's like, dude, I mean, come on.
That would be the best freaking art to do and sell, because it's like, all right, I'm going to take this color and just go whack.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with this one and this paintbrush. Like,
yeah, you get like a dust bunny and you rub it in your face, you sneeze, paint all over, and you're like, art. Yeah, it's ready.
We should start doing this.
Dude, abstract art is literally, dude, it's so valuable, because the thing about art, man, is
well, it's one of one.
One of one, and there's nothing like backing it to a point where the prices are like fixed. You can value art whatever you want, dude. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want. I saw something. There was it was a banana on a wall, a banana taped on a wall, sold for like, I think it was like $5,000. It was a regular banana that you could buy like Kroger, right? And then normal gray duct tape. They put the banana, put duct tape, there's a spotlight, sold it for $5,000. And like
how many of those you want? I'll make more.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And the thing is the banana's a real banana, so it rots. They have to buy a new banana to put under the duct tape each time. They put it on their wall or wherever they put it.
And that duct tape's going to get unsticky at some point.
Dude, like $5,000. I mean, dude, I will make 1 million of those and mass produce them if people really like them.
I will spend my entire life savings to make those.
Literally.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, that's insane. I don't know. It's a weird thing right now of like excitement and nervousness all at once. And it's one of those too where I look at the whole idea of, how much time I'm putting in currently, because, there's a quote out there that I like, and it's, he says, it's a scary place to be when everyone is telling you how good you are doing, but you feel like you're not doing enough.
That's how it's always gonna be.
That's where I'm at right now, and it is fucking like, you know, it's like cool, all these opportunities. I'm still not even putting in enough work, and it's kind of one of the things that I was thinking about doing. I had a conversation with Sierra about it because I feel like it is a conversation that needs to be had as a couple, because I told her, I was like, I'm thinking about taking all of January and honestly just putting everything I have, like all of my off nights, my mornings when I wake up, because I've been getting way better about, I wake up at like 5 a.m. now.
Wow.
So like I come to, no alarm. I don't know what changed.
Wow.
It doesn't matter if I drank the night before, if I was up till 2 a.m. It doesn't matter. Like 5 a.m. on the dot, I'm like, I'm awake.
That's actually crazy.
I don't know what changed.
I remember used to seeing you in the morning, like for like Saturday workouts after games, dude.
Oh no.
Hair all messy, bro. Eyes, one eye open, coming in the locker room.
I'll go into work and like I'll be sitting there and they'll be like, "You tired?" And I'm like, "No, I've already had a whole pot of fucking coffee. I'm ready to go."
Like, I mean, what time have you been going to bed?
It varies. I usually try to force myself. Like I'll catch myself. So like there's times when I'm working down here and there's times where like, you know, I get on Instagram and then like I'm making a post, but then I'm scrolling and then that's when I catch myself and I'm like, now I'm getting to the point of where I'm not focusing as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, another half hour work on what you're supposed to work on. So like I'll look at the clock and I'm like, all right, it's 11:30 midnight. I'm done, shutting down. Doesn't matter where I'm at. I used to always be like, I have to finish this, this, and this. Now it's like, all right, get to that point. And I've started recognizing when I can't focus on a task anymore. And I mean, it's a lot to stare at, and I'm bad about, I'm trying to balance 20 different things all at once. So like I'm messaging someone on Instagram while I'm editing a podcast, and then I'm going and writing a script, and then I'm like, oh crap, I didn't even listen to the last 20 minutes of this episode, so I have to go back and re-listen to it. So it's just kind of trying to balance all that. But I mean, it varies on when I go to bed. A lot of times I'd say it's usually between 10 and midnight.
Okay.
I'd say a lot of times it's about 11. I usually am in bed at least. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's good, man. I mean, like, everyone's always said it, like, early bird gets the worm, you know? If you can wake up early and, like, dude, that's, like, honestly the most productive, like, of my day personally, I get a lot more done in the morning than I would, like, in the evening.
Right.
And that's just how I've always been with, like, school or working out or homework, things like that. But no, that's awesome.
I'm not. I'm a night owl. I work way better at night, but I like having my mornings to get like send some emails, get the social media edit some social media posts and get those ready for the week and like that kind of stuff. I do like smaller tasks in the morning so that like come evening time I can focus on editing that whole episode of the podcast or editing a video for the videography and doing that. So I don't know. I'm opposite. I've always thought I was a morning bird. No, I'm more of a night owl.
That's
I've
fair.
come to realize.
I think a big thing for you when really diving into balance, like this balancing act of all of the different kind of like ventures adventures you'll be going on. I think a big thing is really utilizing your Google Calendar, you know, this is video edit block. This is like snack time or like break, you know, this is another block of doing this, like really like so you can visually see your weeks. And I know you already do it with like episode recordings, things like that, but like having
almost more of like a daily plan, like by the hour.
Yeah.
So that's like, funny that you say
like
that.
a football schedule or like a practice
like
script,
our camp schedule that we used to get. Like you literally knew where you were supposed to be every minute of the day.
Exactly.
It's funny that you say that. I literally looked at them this week to like print something off to like a day 24-hour thing of like, all right, you know, wake up at this time, get this done. But like I'm one of those that like I'm gonna plan my whole week, and then like the first day something goes minorly wrong and I have to throw something on the next day, and then I'm like, oh fuck, it's all fucked.
Dude, they have really cool, like, it's just like your Google Calendar that you can attach it to the Google Calendar, and it allows you to add tasks to it. So, like, you could have your either tasks you want to do each day or tasks for the week, and you label them by priority. So even if you don't finish one on Monday, if it's a higher priority than the tasks you had labeled for Tuesday, it would be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
So kind of just like task management. I have
an app that I use. It's called To-Do List.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
But I'm bad about, like, you can prioritize them. I'm bad about, like, I don't want to do this necessarily. So
Low priority.
Well, I just, even though it's a higher priority, because it doesn't automatically like put the high priorities. I organize the list myself. So like what I do, it's like, oh, I need to remove the backgrounds on the headshots for the website. I don't really want to do it because I know it's going to take a while and it's like boring to me. So it's going on the bottom of the list. And then come Friday, I'm like, oh crap, I was supposed to do that last Sunday.
Right. What are your thoughts about it? I know you said you were nervous. You said you're excited. How did, now that you've had time to kind of get maybe not past that state, but like
Process it a little bit.
process it, and like you're not in that initial like frenzy mode per se.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it? How are you feeling about it?
My thoughts are, I want to do it and I'm super excited for the opportunity. My biggest concern, I'll say, is the time factor.
Yeah.
And the quality factor, like you kind of touched on a little bit of, taking on too much. And it's one of those that I need to start now, almost like we just talked about, hour blocks of planning my day, of the things that I need to get done. And that's kind of going back to what I was talking about with the January. Like, I wanted to put everything into January to almost get me ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Try and get me ahead so that way I'm almost playing catch up all the time right now, because I'll have nights where I know I'm supposed to get things done. Episode doesn't come out till Friday. It's Wednesday.
Right.
I just kind of want to sit up here and watch TV with Sierra tonight. But I also need to work on scheduling those days. Like, all right, Saturday this week, I'm not doing any work. I'm spending the day with Sierra, or I'm going over to my parents' house, or I'm doing whatever, or doing nothing.
Right.
Whatever. So it's kind of going off of that and trying to balance that. I mean, I'm excited for it. I mean, obviously nothing's set in stone yet. I still have to have some few meetings with people, but the opportunities the opportunity I'm very gracious for, because it's like, even to consider having me do it is awesome. But yeah, it's excitement and I definitely want to do it. I just have to get better, I'd say, at time management, and task management per se.
And yeah, it's baby steps, man. You definitely don't want to bite off more than you can chew to start, because you don't want, the thing about like something you're very passionate about, like you can still burn yourself out of it.
Right.
So you want to still make it to a point where like, dude, I love waking up on whatever day to go to this. Like, I love doing this. Like, this is the stuff I really want to do, not, oh shit, I got to get up and I got to go record this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because then it's just not fun anymore, even though you will get paid for it and all of that. It's like, most of the time it's not really about the payment. It's about like doing it, the action.
I won't lie. There's times that I have to go shoot that I don't want to. And I think I figured out what it was. It wasn't that I didn't want to go actually do it. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's that I'm more concerned about what other people think about my content and the quality of my content. So like, I think that's where I figured out, like I start, and that's that whole self-doubt thing. That's kind of where I had to talk myself off the ledge with it, was like, stop worrying about what everybody else thinks. Critique yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself, but critique yourself and understand, like, yeah, this isn't going to be your best video of all time. That's a good thing. It can grow from here. It's only going to get better.
Only get better.
If it gets worse, like, yeah, you might have a dip where you're like, man, I just didn't get good shots.
Right.
But you can only get better.
And I think like being able to take like constructive criticism in a sense while you're learning too. Like, dude, I mean, I know you have like I know like Carter, like even if you were to just like send him like a video.
I sent him my first two videos.
I was about to say, like, if you send him a video and it's like, hey man, like, you don't have to watch all of this, right? But like, tell me what you would fix, or tell me any tips or tricks you have. Like, because he's been doing it for a while. He knows, like, he can't give you the full blueprint, because like it's just his skill and probably engraved in his brain, but he definitely could help you out with like, hey, this is what I would have done here.
Well, that's what, when I sent him my first video, it reminds me of my first video.
Yeah.
It's like, you're still learning everything, and it's normal. Like that, and it made me feel good and bad all at the same time, but it was like a good and bad, as in bad, like, all right, like it's not as good as I thought it was, but he sees potential, essentially, is what he was saying. Because like, the potential relies on yourself. It's how far are you willing to go to get to that level. And it's like, I don't know exactly what level I want to get to this. I don't know necessarily if it's something that I'd like to do full time, because my concern with doing it full time is what everybody takes their passion that they love, and then you turn it into your full time job, and then that passion starts to fade out, because it's work now. It's not like doing it for fun per se.
Yeah.
So that's like my concern with going full time with it.
And I feel like when you do go full time with something like that, it's like right now you're shooting things that you want to shoot. If you were to go and of course, if you went full time, you could still pick and choose what you did. But like, if it's a full time job and this is how you're putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, you're gonna probably take up every opportunity that presents itself. It's like, oh, I don't.
And that might include things like weddings. I really don't want to shoot a wedding. It's never something that I've been like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
That's what if I miss a home run in a softball game, does it suck? Yeah. Is it the end of the world? No. If I miss a big moment at a wedding, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's what you were hired for.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, yeah. And I don't know, dude. I'm always weird about like being like going to weddings where like I don't really know anybody either. I've never really been to. I've been to maybe like one just as like a friend type deal, and it's like I don't know anybody. I can't really be myself in a sense.
Yeah, I went to a wedding when me and Sierra first got together. Granted, I know all of them now, and I'm like friends with all of them now. But like at the time, I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know anybody.
Right.
Literally, I know nobody here.
Yeah.
Not a single person. Like I know of Tyler Nethers and Cole Nethers, but I don't know them personally. Like we don't talk.
Right.
Now we do, but like it was like because like last night we had Friendsgiving, which I still think is dumb. Sorry, Sierra, but I had a great time. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun, but it was a Friendsgiving, and I was like sitting there actually last night thinking about it. I was like literally like 3 years ago, because like there's a new boyfriend in the group, and like they always take a picture at the end, and he was like, I could take it, and I was like, I was in it the first year, you got to be in it too. And he's like, fuck, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought too. I said, now we're in year 3 and I'm still in the picture.
Yep.
So
no, that's awesome. Little traditions like that are always cool though. You know?
They've done it. I don't know how long. I mean, they've done it for a long time. They usually just trade houses, and each year they go. And like last night, we did, obviously we ate, and then they did a white elephant, which I also thought was dumb.
You don't like white elephants? Or white elephant?
I just think it's like, I don't know. It just was like, why are we spending money on gifts that I feel like no one will use? And
yeah, I mean, there like a lot of the white elephant. I mean, did you guys have a gift price limit?
$20.
Yeah, I mean, like you can get some like funny stuff.
So I got a $20 gift card to Chipotle. Was it the best gift? No. Will it get used?
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely get used. Yeah,
like,
no
but
doubt.
I was like, I don't know what to get, and like actually, some of the gifts, I was like, I told me and Sierra on the way home, I was like, our gifts were the worst ones. But honestly, I mean, well, Sierra's idea was she had $20 worth of scratch off tickets, and she taped them to the top of the box. So when you opened it, it was like
nothing.
it just kept coming.
Oh, okay.
It was like an accordion almost. That just kept pulling apart, and it actually got traded twice. Like somebody stole it twice, and I was like, oh damn. I got a Yeti cup, and I was like, hopefully nobody steals this, because like I will use the crap out of it. It was like a Yeti coffee cup, and I was like, I'll use the crap out of this. There was like a shot ski. There was a bunch of like some just like make your own pasta stuff and whatever. I actually got a new decanter thanks to there's some wood caramels in it, and I was like, the decanter's worth $20 alone.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
No, I mean, it's always like it's not always about like the gifts and stuff. It's more just like hanging out, having a good time with everyone, you know.
Dude, I got a card game that we should play with a group of friends sometime. It's called Mafia. Fucking game. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's not really a card game per se, but you use cards. So it's best with like 8 people at least. So you have 2 aces in the deck, you have a king in the deck, and you have a queen in the deck, and then the rest are like just whatever. So you randomly hand out the cards. If you have an ace, you're the mafia. If you have a king, you're the sheriff. If you have a queen, you are the doctor. So everybody closes, and if you have any of the other card, you're just a regular villager. Everybody closes their eyes. And there's one person that's not actually playing. He's like the narrator. And you'd say, all right, Mafia, wake up. The 2 people, and nobody knows who they are. So like everybody, like the 2 people wake up, try to find the other person. And you're like, who do you want to kill tonight? And they pick somebody to kill. Like they point out somebody. And you're like, all right, Mafia, go back to sleep. Sheriff, wake up. And they're like, who do you want to investigate? And they point at somebody, and they're trying to guess who the Mafia is. So like when they point at someone, the mayor will either say no or say yes. What he does with that information is up to him. And then you're like, all right, go to sleep. Doctor, wake up. Who would you like to save? They're trying to save the person that the mafia picked out to kill. And so when they point out, you say yes or no. And then you go back to sleep. And then you tell everybody to wake up. And you're like, all right, last night there was a death. The mafia got somebody. The sheriff did not find out any information. and the doctor was unable to save. Sorry, Sierra, you were killed. Please reveal your card. So she'd show her card. She just had a 2. She's just a villager. So the mafia is trying to kill everybody.
Okay.
While the sheriff, like everybody else, is trying to figure out who the mafia is. And in between each round, you can have a discussion. The group can have a discussion of who they think did it.
Right. And then the mafia can like jump
vote,
in.
Well,
and,
you
like,
can vote out somebody, but you may vote out the sheriff
and then
and not even know it. So like you're trying to vote people out and get the mafia out before they kill everybody. And it's really fun. But also the cool part is, so like if after you get killed or get voted out, you hand in your card, you're not allowed to say anything the rest of the game.
Dang.
But you stay awake the entire time.
So you see who it is.
The next round, you're like, all right, mafia, wake up. And they wake up and they're like, like, I fucking knew it was you. But you can't. And it's the worst too, because like last night we had one where I was like, I swear to God, it's Corey. I know it's Corey. She's the mafia. And everybody's like, well, I think it's you. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Yeah, I pointed somebody else. So now I'm the one that's going to. But we ended up voting Corey out. She was the sheriff. And right before she got voted out, she's like, I know it is Sierra. And as soon as she got voted out, I went, wait.
And then you were dead next round, were you?
No, they didn't actually end up killing me. They thought about it, but then we ended up voting Sierra out and getting everybody out. But it's a fun game to play with a group of people, and like it's just fun because like you go round and round, like you can keep going rounds, and like every time you're something different. It's more fun. I was the mayor, like the guy that narrated for most of it, and I enjoy it just because I'm like sitting there watching it all.
You get to see it all unfold.
Like, you're listening to conversations between, and it's like, oh, he's got a good point. Maybe people should listen to him. It was crazy the first time. There was the mafia tried to kill someone. The doctor got lucky and saved that person. Very first round of the night, and then freaking. They woke up and I was like, you guys can have a discussion, but like honestly, there's not much to go off of because I'm not telling you who got saved or who anything. Like you don't know any information. And one of them goes, I think it's Hannah. And I was like, what the fuck? It wasn't. Like Hannah was one of the mafia. And I was like, how the hell did he know that?
Right. It reminds me of the game Clue, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like that's with cards. That's kind of cool, man.
It's fun. That's one. We'll have to like get together with some people and play sometime.
Yeah, dude, that would be a lot of fun. Like have a couple beers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it gets funny in the in-between, like, conversations like in between the rounds where they're trying to figure out and like have conversations, and it's funny because like you'll say something to someone and you're like, I can't read you, like I can't tell if you're laughing because I'm right or if you're laughing because I'm wrong.
Right.
So
yeah, because you have no idea if they are mafia or anything. Yeah, no, that would be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it's a fun game. But yeah, I don't even remember where we were at in our conversation.
Yeah, we're just on a roll. I mean, honestly, I think overall theme episode wise, I think is just really you got to, like, kind of like I mentioned, you got to appreciate being nervous when you're diving into a new opportunity. If you like, kind of like we've said, I mean, if you're not nervous, then do you really care?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even when I like started my new position with my job, like
right. I was gonna bring something up like that.
Yeah,
it's the same as work.
Yeah, dude, because like I've never really been in a dedicated sales role before, but just like with my experience with the job, I mean, they're like, yeah, I mean, we think you'll be fine. And I was like, I had that self-doubt of like, what if I'm not though? Yeah. Like, you know, I'm fine with what I'm doing, but I mean, also more money, so why not try it?
More money leads to more responsibility.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
what a lot of people tend to forget. They're like, I want to make more, I want this promotion, and then it's like, I get this promotion, it's like, wait, I'm doing more work?
Yeah, literally.
Like, that's how this works.
It definitely was nervous, and then you just kind of, once you get into something and get in the groove of it and really like see that, oh wow, like I'm not that bad at this, like I could do this, it's rewarding for yourself. It's like where you like really like kind of pat yourself on the back, like, hey, I know you were nervous, but you did it. You know, job's not done. There's always room to grow, but you made it through what you didn't think you were going to.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you too real quick, like about the whole thing with me essentially betting on myself in January and putting all my time into this. Do you think that is a good idea or a bad idea? Do you think I'll overdo it, or do you think it's a good thing to take is a month too long? Like, do you get what do you think?
I think it's a good idea. I think it shows that you're actually like willing to sacrifice some time to actually dive into it. I think having a general time frame goal is good, but I don't think like forcing yourself 30 days like straight doing it. I think you'd feel it out, bro. If you go 2 weeks straight and you're still cooking, continue on.
Yeah.
But if you go 2 weeks straight and you hit a wall to a like, oh man, I like
This sucks.
yeah, like I need to, and maybe you need to take a quick step back and like rethink of like, why am I feeling this way? Am I just going too hard? Am I stressing myself out too much? I don't think it's a bad idea though. Is January kind of work is like slowed down completely.
Yeah, that's the main reason that I was gonna do January is like we're slowed down. I'll have a little more time at home. Like I still go in every day. We still go in and we have things that we're gonna do in January. But like I mean, with it getting darker earlier, obviously we get done
that
a
shit
little.
sucks, dude. On my way here, it was dark. I was tired, bro. Like what the hell, bro?
Dude, I went out hunting when the time changed, and I was like, oh my god. Like that was the first day I went out. Was the day of the first day of the time change, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's 5:00 and I'm getting out of the tree stand.
Yeah.
Usually it's like 7:30. This is stupid.
It's the worst. But no, dude, I think especially if you'll have kind of the heavy workload of like actual work off of your plate in a sense. Obviously you'll still have to go in and stuff, but I think pretty much all you'll be doing is filling like that extra time you have with something new or kind of with the business side of things. So I don't think it's a bad idea. I just think definitely don't like burn yourself out before you get started in a sense.
One of the things I also had to consider is if I do take a lot of this stuff on, that might mean I can't play 4 nights a week of volleyball.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take some sacrifices.
I'd probably have to cut down to 1 night a week, which
you still get to play. You still have fun.
Yeah, like I don't want to cut it out completely because of how much I do enjoy it, and it's almost going to be like one. It's the time me and Sierra spent like we play together, so like it's that time together too, and two, it's something. It's almost like that break of like, all right, tonight I don't have to do anything. I just get to like let loose a little bit, like have fun, and not have to worry about business, work, everything else, social media.
It's important to have things like that because if you think about it, like, dude, when you're in the middle of a volleyball game you're playing, you're not thinking about anything other than volleyball and like maybe winning if you guys are like really competitive or if it's just for fun. Always thinking about winning, but it's like it's just really that that time that it's just for yourself to like kind of meditate in a sense of like, hey, block out the outside noise, and it's just like we're here now, living in the moment. So it's always a good thing to have those hobbies or just continue to do them.
Yeah, I mean, I have too many hobbies, but oh well.
I mean, some of your hobbies are turning into like,
dude, I got 2 wood carving projects that I started, and it was one of those where I was just gonna trace them out, and then like I was gonna cut them next weekend, and then I was gonna start shaving them and doing everything the following weekend. Well, it turned into like I had a podcast to edit, and then I was like, I'm gonna cut this now, and I cut it, and then I started chiseling it and doing all the work, and I was like, oh shit, it's 12 o'clock, I need to go to bed.
Right.
So I mean, it was almost nice because it was like that break of like, all right, I wasn't focused on the podcast. I didn't even care about it at that point. Like, I mean, obviously I do, but it was one of those where the stress kind of went away for a second and was like, all right, just kind of let your mind run loose. That's where I like, that's why a lot of people fish, golf, hunt, and that's why they do things. Notice how a lot of these are usually outdoors too, because they like being outdoors and doing that kind of stuff. It kind of takes some of that stress away, and you don't have to worry about it. And it's like getting rid of your phone. Like I think that everybody should have time in the evening. Like my phone, I don't even know if I set it up this way. It just does it now. But when I get home, it automatically goes into do not disturb.
Oh yeah.
And I forget that it does that sometimes, and I'll be like, oh crap, I have 27 messages.
Right.
And
like what's going on?
But it's nice because it's like I'm not sitting there staring at my phone as soon as I get home until I go to bed.
Right.
So it's kind of nice. It gives you that break away from technology a little bit. So I don't know. It is what it is.
I mean, dude, I think her hobbies are like, because like it's not like you recording things or even podcasting. It started off as like a hobby, and then it's turning into something much bigger than you probably ever expected. So like hobbies are really where you find like, what do I love to do, and then you just can run with it. Right. So
what are your hobbies right now?
Honestly, like I don't have I mean, I like
Arc.
Yeah, I've been honestly taking it like a big step back from video games a bit. Just I don't know, just I spent so much time on video games, just playing it. But I like obviously playing football on Sundays, like 2-hand touch football out at Watkins. We do that a lot. It's getting cold now, but we've done that like multiple weekends in a row. Had the Turkey Bowl, all that. And then like snowboarding. It's getting to that time of year.
This is your season.
Yeah.
You hate the cold, but you love snowboarding.
Oh, dude, I absolutely hate the cold, but snowboarding's cool. That's the only good thing about the cold. And we have like a work trip every January for our sales kickoff in Denver. That's where the company's based out of. So they fly me out and stuff, and I just extended my trip a few days, and I'm gonna hit the mountains out there, like
That'll
the
be
real
sweet.
mountains. But my biggest fear is going out there and then coming back to snowboard in Ohio, and I'm
And it
like,
not being
what the hell
same.
is this?
Yeah.
You know, this a hill, you know, like this isn't a mountain, you know. But no, it'll be a good time, man.
You got a GoPro?
No, my board has a GoPro stand.
You need to get a GoPro.
Dude, you guys would,
especially for out there in Denver.
yeah.
Like, I feel like at least for out there, like, because like that's just something that's
once in a lifetime thing too. I mean, and
Fuck, you're
beautiful.
gonna do that every year now.
Yeah, definitely. And dude, that'd be so funny to have a GoPro, because I'm not that good, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's not like you're doing fucking flips. And
no,
shit.
not even close, dude. No, I mean, I can like balance and stop and kind of turn side to side sometimes. But yeah, it'd be funny to watch me like wipe out and GoPro.
Yeah. Well, anything else we want to add to this one?
No, I think it was good. Good discussion. Especially like all the listeners. Like, if you are really diving into that new adventure in your life, or really like weighing the options of wanting to take a risk, dude, just do it.
It goes back to what we talked about on the quotes episode. What if it turned out better than you ever imagined?
Exactly.
You don't know until you try.
Yeah, you don't want to like ever look back on your life and be like, what if?
Yeah.
You know.
That's another thing that I keep in mind when I'm weighing out all these decisions of, in these conversations. And what if I don't do it? And what if I do it? The what ifs on the do side are way better than the what ifs if I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Regret is heavier than, I don't know where I was going with that. There's a quote on it, but regret's heavy, and I don't want to have the weight of regret on my shoulders.
Yeah, no way.
Because also, if I don't do this now, who's to say that another opportunity will arise?
Right, yeah.
This could lead to more opportunities versus potentially never having an opportunity again. So
yeah, exactly.
Granted, it could also still go to where I get this and then it goes terribly wrong and then I never get an opportunity again. But you know what? You live and you learn.
Exactly.
So, but that's all we got for today's episode of Beyond the Surface. I believe after this episode, you guys will want to check out the next episode because it is a returning guest. It is one we are going to be recording here shortly. We were waiting on our guest to show up. He's late. Not really, but but we got a good one coming up, and then we also will have another Beyond the Surface, another good one coming up. So be on the lookout for those. And until next time, you guys know the deal. Life is hard, and it's gonna knock you down just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let that bull of life walk all over you. Get up, grab the bull by the horns, and take control of your life. Roughnecks out.